Hello, I'm Guido Friebel. I'm a professor for human resource management at Goethe University in Frankfurt. My research is on organizations, and it is mainly empirical, and I'm using experimental designs, so-called randomized controlled trials, to have causal estimates of the effect of management practices in organizations. Let me explain that. Randomized controlled experiments are very popular in medicine. If you want to know whether an antibiotic works or not, what you really do is you treat a group of people with the antibiotic and another group receives the placebo. And that's the kind of technique that I'm using to understand whether management practices have or have not effects on productivity, worker well-being, absenteeism, worker turnover, and the like. So we have, over the last 10 years, worked extensively with firms in many different sectors, in retail, in finance, in the health sector, to test whether, for instance, incentives make people work harder, make them happier, or increase their wages. For instance, we find in a big bakery chain in Germany that when the company introduced a team bonus, they had a substantial increase in sales, but this increase was very heterogeneous across different types of shops. In particular, in shops where a lot of people could not participate in the bonus, the effect was much smaller. Why would people not be able to participate in the bonus? In Germany, we have a specificity, and this is the so-called mini-job. And mini-jobbers were not allowed to get extra money in the bonus, so they were excluded from the team bonus, and that seemingly obstructed the teamwork so much that in shops in which you had many mini-jobbers, you didn't see any productivity effects. That is one part of my work. Another part is recent work that has come out last year in the Journal of Political Economy, where we introduced experimentally the opportunity for people to recommend their friends to work with them. This is a so-called referral program. Referral programs are widespread in high-skilled jobs, engineers, scientists, and so on. It's very often so that if you help your company to find somebody to fill a vacancy, you get a bonus. Now, our question was, would that also work for more low-skilled jobs in retail? What we found when introducing this experimentally, so imagine that in some stores nothing changes. In some stores we introduce the referral program and we tell people that they will earn, for instance, 1 week of salary if they bring in a friend who works for the store. But in others we give them much more money. So we were interested in seeing whether when you increase the bonus that you pay to people if they bring their friends, whether that actually brings in more people through the referral program. And in the beginning we were frustrated because we didn't have the impression that this worked very well. We had quite low percentage of total hires who came in through the referral program. But then we discovered something very interesting. In the stores where employees had the right to bring their friends to work with them, people seem to like the stores more. They turn over less. They quit these stores less than in stores in which they were not asked to do so. And that is very interesting, and we then explored why this was going on. And we find out that people felt more respected when the business they work in asked them to recommend friends. It's a little bit like the firm is signaling to the workers that they trust their advice, and that seems to make these workers happier in the firm, and consequently they don't turn over so much. So that's two of my recent works. Now I'm exploring new avenues, for instance, about the costs and benefits of workplace control through checklists, the question of who should allocate bonuses to workers. Should it be the direct supervisors, or should it be the firm doing this centrally or by rules? So this is part of my research agenda that I currently have. And I hope that I can convince many people to look at these papers and also papers of many of my colleagues who use RCTs now for understanding how organizations really function and what effect management practices have.